Hello again everybody, this is Amergan and you're very welcome back to another episode of Star Trek Fleet Command. So a quick look there guys at the vote on your preferred officers and the notification about the coming Darkness event. And like Khan says here, we could be at a bit of a crossroads. So we're going to take a look in detail, a critical analysis of this event, this new expansion and this new Augment faction. So I've started off this mission guys. I've killed two NPC ships and we're going to look at where we start that mission here in Lycia 14. That's where I went down to start that mission. I'm using the jellyfish guys because it's pretty fast, and we'll ignore that combat mission thing there for a wee minute, and Uncaged is the mission we're talking about. So I've just completed it. It starts off in Lycia 14, so we're going to follow through this mission storyline in detail as I play it, and make a few comments on the way this this faction is being received generally. So there's a lot of positive comments being made. Nice to see new stuff coming into the game. Some people are saying that basically what's going on here is that it's difficult to basically put in new content into the game as it was originally designed, given that Scopely were not the original developers of this game. So they're creating new stuff so that I suppose they can more easily offer storylines and content like this. So calling it content might be a bit favourable to Scopely, because personally I was hoping for a little bit more. But what we're looking at here is a storyline around this Khan thing, the Kelvin timeline, and not a bad little storyline, but very lacking in terms of any real content just yet. We'll take a look at the map and the new ship now in a wee moment as well. We're just going to follow this misdirection storyline, next section of which requires me to defeat 10 hostiles of level 15. Quite easy in this jellyfish guys, and this is really the only thing I'd use this jellyfish for. So I'm not going to bore you guys with following me around killing 15 of these hostiles. So we'll just take a quick look at this faction. Space here is locked at the moment. And I'll go off and kill those 10 hostiles by myself and come back to you when that's done in a wee minute. But there we go. There's the faction space. New system inside. New systems inside it. Unable to reach them yet. But the way we do this, as you will notice toward the end, is by building this Botany Bay. Now I have 6 blueprints for it already. I'll show you guys now shortly how I got those. There's a chest every day, presumably. Certainly there was a chest today. So I got 6 blueprints from that. It's marginally better in terms of warp range than the Envoy there, we can see. But still probably doesn't really hold a candle to the ECS Horizon in terms of warp range ability, which is something I would always be one of the first things I would always look at if a new ship comes in, is what is its warp range. So much of space that we can still not reach when they nerf the warp ranges, that's one of the first things I look at. But it has a 300% bonus on the data, the corrupted data and that. So it's definitely the ship to go to in that new faction space for mining that new stuff. And there'll be a big question around whether that is going to create conflict, if there's going to be enough resources available. So this combat training veteran was completed. A lot of people had the same problem. The combat training mission has been completed for them. I was trying to hold off on that guys because there's 1.8 million dilithium there. I've been raided by this guy very curiously just as soon as my shield dropped. And then another time when I had very little resources, so he'd be attracted to all of them resources, and it's very hard for me to avoid clicking this little tick sign and claiming those rewards. It could happen very easily by accident. So I'm a bit wary. I've sent a ticket into support, and I'm a bit wary just about attacks coming in if I claim that. So I'd like something done about that. And it's a pity that these things are happening. They bring in something new and it breaks a half a dozen other things, and that's been typical of Scopely for a while. You can see here stuff isn't loading on the screen there either, and we look at a wee bit of that later as well. But we're going to jump on to the next stage of this mission. So guys, that jellyfish is about to finish off those 10 hostiles, and I just want to give a very quick mention about the support ticket that I put in that I mentioned there a minute ago, and it was relating to the notification system around when your shields drop and when your base gets attacked, and it's not working properly. And Scopely have reimbursed some resources for some players on occasion when that's the case, but when it keeps happening, guys, and they're finishing missions for you, I'd like to see that kind of stuff sorted out before I have to start dealing with this new storylines and new stuff in the game. Sort out the old stuff, guys, before you bombard us with all this new stuff. And when all this new stuff isn't even working properly, which I'm going to illustrate now in a minute as well, it just seems like it's rushed and it's money hungry, and it doesn't reflect well on you guys. So we're just going to follow this misdirection storyline another little bit. And while that ship's on its way, we're going to take a look at the faction. There, you can see there the Augment faction is not discovered. Interesting there, we've got common plutonium, was presumably one of the resources you're going to mine. You've got the credits, the Augment credits, and the corrupted data and whatever. So, and there's where you get the Botany Bay Blueprints. That's where I got the first one. So you'll note there, guys, if you look at that, that says it requires operative reputation with the Federation. So earlier that said that it required an ally reputation, and it changes, right? So it's like I said, this stuff is broken when they're releasing it. And on top of all the other broken stuff, it just reflects really, really bad on this company that's making lots and lots of money and rushing this stuff out. Now, I skip back there. There's ally reputation again. There's no messing about with this. I literally just scrolled across and scrolled back, and it says ally reputation. And that just keeps changing. So there's something wrong, there's bugs in the code, guys, and you need to get it sorted out. Now there it says associate, you can see, get your finger out, guys, and sort out some of the stuff. Stop bombarding us with this stuff that's all geared towards making money off the players. You're supposed to have given us these loyalty reward chests, and you have made a hames of it, because I log into another game and I get the reward instantly, and I accrue those rewards up and trade them in for something after logging in for 7 days, a full week, or a month, or whatever it is. And we can see here like that we're looking at a new faction, we're looking at loyalty chests, we're looking at things not working properly, old bugs in the game that still haven't been resolved, and these loyalty chests are insulting for players who have been loyal to in this game, because I expect to log into the game and get, we'll take a look at this here. This is based around, there's Keenser just actually, guys, and we mentioned that he was likely to be coming in and his new abilities and whatever else, but the reward's reasonably decent there, okay, like, but we look at these, and these require these loyalty badges. So you'd expect to log in on day 1, you get a loyalty badge. Log in on day 2, you get a loyalty badge. After a week, you have 7 loyalty badges, you can trade it for a chest. After a month, if you're lucky enough and you've been loyal, and you get a loyalty badge every day after logging in, you trade 30 of those. But that's not how they've done it. They went the money-hungry, money-grabbing way about it, because for me to get 240 points there, guys, I'm sitting on 65 at the minute. I'm going to get that 75 there now. For me to get 240 points, I need to finish Power Creep, Prime Real Estate, or Research projects. That basically means to get all of those points, if you add them up there, anybody wants to look at that, if you add them up, Looter and Alliance Unity and Hostile Hunter, I can do all of those, but they're not going to bring me up. That's 60 points on top of 75. That's 135 points. That's not even bring me to the 4th chest. So I need to go on down a little bit to Hostile Harbinger there, and another 25 points, then that's bringing me up to like 160 then. So I'm still not at the 4th chest at that stage. So I'm looking at having to get the 5th chest to get one single badge. It's shocking, guys. I don't know how many days it's going to take me to do that. That's the 4th chest there, you can see. That's normally what I aim for. The 3rd chest is what I settle for. I can do this Romulan Warrior, Romulan Champion, guys, and get them extra few points, but those missions there get increasingly difficult as you do them, so you wouldn't be doing them every day, because they'll go up in the grade and go up in the grade. That's been my experience of that so far, and it's not sustainable to do them every day. One badge, guys, he is joking me. It's shocking. It's disgraceful. Some people are suggesting that this is going to help free-to-play players. This is shocking, because it's not helping free-to-play players at all. It's insulting to loyal players who are logging in every day, because you have to spend money and spend resources to complete those builds, those researches and what have you, to actually achieve those final chests and them final points. So let's just skip through this wee mission here. I'll come back to that now in a wee second when I set this ship alight. So very insulted by the loyalty thing, guys. Like I said, expect a badge as soon as I log in and let me build them up, and that's real loyalty. I've been playing this game like a number of other people for 2 years. I've been loyal to this game. That's not rewarding me for loyalty. That's insulting me. The idea that I have to go and spend money to finish off those builds, use speed ups to finish off those builds. And how do we get all them speed ups and everything? By buying packs. So it's just another way to wrangle money out of us, guys, and it's a disgrace calling it a loyalty system. It's not. It's a money grab, and Scopely should hang their heads in shame for calling that a loyalty system. Give us the badges as soon as we log in once a day, and have a bit of manners and a bit of respect for the people who are actually paying money into this game. So let's go down the We Can storyline here and collect this mission. To One Man's Trash is the next section of this, so we're going to set this ship off to do that. Jump back in here a wee second and look at this. Add this up, guys. Add this up. It's ridiculous. Maybe for other people at other levels it's better, maybe at a lower level with lower targets, maybe it works for you guys, fair enough, but to call it loyalty, people on this founder server have been loyal to this game, and what, we have to go and spend money to get our loyalty badges. So maybe there's two forms of loyalty in Scopely's eyes. There's the customers who pay a lot of money, they're loyal, but the people who log in every day and keep the game alive by interacting with all the spenders, that's not the sort of loyalty that's valued in this system. So go and rethink it, guys. The thing's broken. Your new augment factions are broken. There's problems with it. Go and sort it out. It's just not on. So let's move on from that. I've had my wee bit of a whinge about it. I'll certainly take this survey later on and let you know my thoughts. Unfortunately, it came up while I was recording, but we'll move on from that. And just to illustrate in terms of my builds, I could do my builds, guys, but look at that. That's going to take over a day. And look at the amount of resources I'm going to have to spend just for that one thing. Am I going to do this every day? Millions of resources every day that are taking more than a day to finish, and use my speed ups for that. So the rewards I'm getting are spent before I even go for it. For one loyalty badge? Are you joking me? So there's no way I'll be doing these dailies with the base the way I've got it. It's just not practical. There's the game freezing on me now as well. I don't know about anybody else, but the loading times and everything have slowed down. The game keeps freezing like this. I've left this deliberately in the footage just to show people that this isn't me messing around with it or anything. That's the game seizing and having a difficulty since this update and since this new faction was brought in. So I'm liking the whole idea of it, but it's a fail, guys. And for one loyalty badge, I swear I'm sick of this kind of rip-off material. It's a disgrace to call that anything to do with loyalty. It's a money grab. So we better respect and listen to the players here, guys. Let's look at what 55 Latinum. Useless. Common refined ore, 200 common refined ore. You'll have that after a couple of days, you know. 7 chests I need for that. That's going to take me about a month to get that. So the 30-day chest, not even loading for me. So a lot of stuff to be worked out, guys. A lot of stuff to be worked out. There's that mission progressing on. Man's got plenty of scrap and junk. Okay, so more donations of dilithium. At least they're not ridiculous donations. It's looking for to progress this. Don't even get me started again about that combat training mission. So one man's trash. We'll set this ship off to here again. I've taken my time with this, guys. I deliberately didn't rush in to do a video on this. I wanted to appraise the situation, get the feedback from players, see what they're thinking. There's positives being said, but people seem to be papering over the cracks here and not looking at the truth of this. So I've taken my time and I've edited a bunch of these clips together to just walk you guys through this these missions as I do them. Okay, so again, there's nothing wild, amazing or new in this. It's send your ship to a location, tap the screen a couple of times and away on. Nobody's been listening to these ideas of capture the flag or any of these kind of things. Deliver the package. We games within the game itself. That would be better content than going around with the same old go and click on an exclamation mark. This is all right. I don't mind this, a little bit of this, but this is going to be done in an hour or two. And we're left going back to trying to defend our bases against people that are using Scotty's workshop to raid us. No notifications coming on our phone, and Scopely fobbing us off after they'll do an initial reimbursement, then they fob us off, and they don't want to know. Come on, guys, come on, waking up. So, like I said, this jellyfish is doing the business because these are weak enough ships, guys. So, even though the jelly may not be particularly suited to that type of ship, at the downwards red arrow, it's strong enough not to worry too much. It's not going to put any kind of dent in the hull of this jelly. You see John there, shout out to John. Some of the home guys are out doing these missions. I think John's just a little bit ahead of me. Okay, so Khan's gathering his crew together. And this is essentially what this section of the storyline is. So we finish this one off now. Collect those rewards. Now John just gets in ahead of me again. And for a little while it's busy, people are moving in and around their ships. It's good to see these levels of activity, but this will die down after a day or two, so I'm really looking forward to Thursday. I hope I made eat my words and something spectacular and amazing happens. Somehow I feel that's not the case. The challenge is there for Scopely to prove me wrong, and show that there is actually some sort of significant meaty content in the pipeline, but I'm not holding my breath, guys. So reunions is the next section. You can see this mystery box up in the corner again, which suggests there's going to be a choice. Every time you see that mystery box, it means you're going to have to make a choice in that storyline. So let's see what that choice is going to be. So again, cutting these clips together for you. Okay, so we found Khan's brother. So let's get to this choice, this decision making section of this mission line and see what the rewards are for this one. So it froze there ever so slightly again on me. I'm leaving this stuff in deliberately, and she goes again. So it's like a little bit of lag, or a little bit it just seems to freeze and be a bit jumpy at times. And this has only been happening since this this new faction was introduced in this expansion. Okay, so still the mystery box. We haven't been faced with our decision yet. And we'll cut again to when the ship arrives. So some more of the home guys there. Shout out to D-Biz. So all very nice build up to getting the Botany Bay. The storyline writers are obviously doing a half decent job. It's not very engaging, but it's not entirely boring either. It's a nice little thing to build anticipation. Okay, so we're fighting over scrap metal. I guess it's better than fighting over virtual goods. Okay. So where are we at? Still have to make our decision. Shout out the weapon there as well. Okay, so here we are arriving. Okay, Mr. Merchant, what have you got for us? Okay, so we take the technology by force, just because we can. And I wouldn't argue with him either. So that would have been our decision, and there we can see, guys, if you look at that, there's the next 6 blueprints for your Botany Bay. And also there are some augment points. Very small bit of titanium. And so we defeat this. Okay, let's get these, there you go, new faction discovered. Let's get these Botany Bay blueprints. So they're the augment neutral, it's neutral to me. Unlocked, good stuff. You see that now says friend reputation. Can't seem to make up its mind. So let's complete this one and claim these rewards. It's 2 minutes out, and through the magic of editing, we'll be there almost immediately. So please, Scopely, have something coming in the next couple of days with this. That's meaty content, like I say. And prove me wrong, make me eat my words. I'd be more than happy to do a video and say, I was wrong, throw my hands up and go, the guys have sorted it out. They've sorted out all the bugs, and it's become really impressive content. Lessons of the Past is the next one. You can see more credits there. Marlon McGivers as well. Let's head that direction. So guys, we're coming toward the end of this series of missions, and I'd like any of your feedback. Am I being a little bit too harsh on Scopely? Am I dead right? Have I missed something there? Have I got anything wrong? I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that's ready to pick me up on it anyway. But as always, guys, leave your comments below. get the discussion going. Join me on my Discord if you fancy it. You'll find the link in my banner, and we can discuss these things and thrash these things out, no problem. I'm more than happy to engage with any of you guys, time allowing. I'm not that bad of a fella. Very passionate about these things. I've invested a lot of time and effort into this game over the years, and quite passionate about it. So I'd like to hear your feedback on if you think so far this new expansion has been up to the standards that you would expect. Does it live up to the hype? It's certainly been pushed. It's been very much anticipated in the last couple of weeks, and is it living up so far to what you expected? And these new officers, we look at them in a later video once we start to unlock them. Carla, I think this Marla McGivers, sorry, I think she fancies Can. Can's got a bit of a knowing look in his eye. He knows this doll's on his tail. He'd want to be a bit careful. I know Can's a clever guy, but she looks like a wily enough sort of fox. So lessons of the past will reward us with some shards for her. Now the game is froze there again very slightly. On it goes. We're on 4 out of 6 now. We'll destroy this ship. Now maybe I'm being a little bit harsh because there's no real challenge in this. I understand that there are guys down there in lower levels that these ships are actually a bit of a challenge for them, and I can appreciate that where I'm at in this game is not where everybody else is necessarily at, but it's a perspective, guys, that I know a lot of people do share. And like I said, jump onto my Discord or leave a comment below. We'll discuss this if time allows. Leave your thoughts and your comments regardless. Just remember, guys, don't be calling people liars and leaving insults or abuse. I'll just have to block the comments or delete them if people are going to be too abusive or that kind of thing. So keep it nice. Unless it's constructive, then say nothing. So here we go. Can's going to add to his crew here now. Catty, and Otto. So let's collect these. Some augment credits there. Okay, so we're getting close to the Botany Bay. Midnight and Amador will be our next stop, guys, and I will do my next video. This is part 1. I will do my next video on the series of missions there, but this automatically, as you can see, has populated these missions as soon as you complete one set. And retrofit now requires us to build the Botany Bay. Looked like there were 7 unlocks there as a reward. So if we just look at the faction space, the new faction space here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 unlocks will get us about halfway down that map, maybe a third of the way down that map. So presumably there's going to be more missions there with more unlocks as a reward for progressing through that faction space. It remains to be seen how difficult that's going to be, how much of a challenge that's going to be. But we'll meet that challenge head on nonetheless. And there she is, 12 out of 60 blueprints. 48 blueprints to go. And just guys, as I was about to put the final edit together, this thing popped up and I got a notification about this appreciation chest. So I made my vote there on the officers when that came up. But this appreciation chest, this is all the evidence we need to show that Scopely realised that they've made a bit of a boo-boo. It's a nice reward, guys, don't get me wrong. There's somebody in the Scopely offices that has realised the mistake, and there's somebody in the Scopely offices saying we need to reward these players. We need to let these players know we've made a mistake and we need to give them something nice. But it's appeasement, guys, and appeasement doesn't work. You'd be much better suited going and getting the thing sorted out in the first place. But thanks for the appreciation chest. It is appreciated. But all of you guys listening, I'll come back with part 2 on the next set of storylines and the missions for getting more of these blueprints for the Botany Bay. In the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves and look out for each other. Leave your comments below, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I will catch all of you guys again very, very shortly. And until then, appreciate all the support. Cheers.